Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new match review here on the channel. My name is James, and today we're going to go ahead and sit down and talk to you guys about Reading's 1-0 away defeat to Cheltenham Town in the EFL Trophy. That's right, the Royals were back in action, and I say it was Reading's 1-0 defeat, but what I really mean is Reading's under-21 side were defeated by Cheltenham. That's right, the Royals put out what would potentially be the youngest team in the history of Reading Football Club. I think it was 19 days, 6 months, and like 40-something days. Absolutely crazy that this is one of the youngest teams that Reading have ever put out. Listen, if we're being completely honest though, it's what we all wanted. We wanted the first team to have a break with our big game against Stevenage away from home coming up on Saturday in the league. The league is the priority. Listen, the EFL Trophy is just a little side gig, if we're being completely honest. I think Cheltenham also feel the same way. It's not really a trophy that any team really in the EFL cares about massively. Look, at the end of the day, it would have been nice to win, but I'm not overly fussed. Either way, we'll talk about the starting 11 now. Reading went ahead with a starting 11 that had David Button in goal. The back four consisted of Tavonge Rashisha, Michael Stickland, Louis Holtzman, and it also included Ashkar Ahmed. The midfield saw Tyler Saki, Shay Spencer, and Jacob Barrow in the midfield. Out wide, Reading had Adrian Akande and Emmanuel Osho, while up front was Basil Tuma. Now, apologies if I had to think about that for a minute. It was actually because I was trying to remember the names of all of the Reading players. That's right, quite a few youthful players that were either making their debuts or making one of their first appearances, really, in a shirt for Reading. One in particular that impressed me today was Jacob Barrow. I actually thought he was quite composed in the midfield, and when going forward and having the ball at his feet, actually did quite impress me. It was the same as well for Ashkar Ahmed. I thought once again he had a very impressive game at fullback. I thought he did really well against Fleetwood on Saturday in the FA Cup. And I thought again here today in the EFL Trophy, he had another very good game. Now, in terms of the events that happened in the fixture, Reading actually got underway with the first opportunity of the game. Just 2 minutes in, Emmanuel Osho down the left-hand side ran through onto a ball. He ended up having a shot just inside the box, but it was saved by the Cheltenham keeper and went wide for a corner. After that, Cheltenham started to pile the pressure on Reading, and the ball was mostly in the Reading half. But Reading were looking to counter-attack and looking to use their pace up front. The likes of Adrian Akande, Basil Tuma and Osho were all looking to break through very quickly. 20 minutes in, I've wrote nothing has happened at all. I thought Cheltenham were putting a lot of balls into the box, but I thought Stickland and Holtzman were doing very well with both of the balls. I thought really overall it was just a bit of a dead game, and it wasn't really a great advertisement for the EFL Trophy, if we're being completely honest. 31 minutes into the game, Tom Pett jumped on a really poor ball from David Button. He looked to chip Reading's veteran goalkeeper, but that just went wide of the target. 36 minutes into the game, Reading had a good opportunity. Adrian Akande ran through the middle. He played a good ball in for Basil Tuma, who for me had the wrong decision to decide to pass it back across goal instead of having a shot himself. He passed it across goal, and I think the ball either went out for a corner or just fizzled out completely. 43 minutes in, Cheltenham did end up going closest though. They hit the post. It was a Dawson shot from long range, which beat David Button, but luckily for us, hit the woodwork. Personally, in the first half, like I said, was impressed with Ahmed and Barrow. They were the two players for me that were arguably the best players on the pitch for the Royals. Now, the second half, just after half-time, Reading had a big chance. I actually didn't see it, though. Sky Sports Plus went down for a little while. But Reading's Twitter account said that it was a big chance for Adrian Akande, but it was a save by the Cheltenham goalkeeper. 58 minutes in, there was a good cross again from Akande, who started to improve in that second half. It was a shanked clearance, though, from the Cheltenham man, who nearly ended up turning it into his own net. Reading just a couple of minutes later had a really good opportunity to score, though. It came when a good ball was put into the box. A clearance wasn't able to be made, and the ball went flying up in the air. There was an overhead kick from Barrow once again, and the ball ended up finding its way to Basil Tuma. Tuma had a chance from about 4, 5, 6 yards out, but unfortunately for him, and unfortunately for us Reading fans, he wasn't able to convert and score his first goal for the club. It was either a block or it was a save by the goalkeeper, but either way, it went out for a corner. Cheltenham then hit back in the 66th minute. Bowman, who had a good header after a really good cross into the box, but David Button was equal to it and tipped it over the crossbar. 70 minutes into the game, and a long-range free kick happened from substitute Charlie Wellens. His free kick was well matched, though, by the Cheltenham goalkeeper, who pushed it out wide. And then 77 minutes into the game, the deadlock was finally broken. It was Tom Pett from long range who scored an absolutely thunderous volley into the top corner. It came when down the right-hand side, there was some dangerous work done by, I think it was Taylor for Cheltenham. He ended up losing the ball though, and it came out to the edge of the box, and a volley from Tom Pett saw him give Cheltenham the advantage and the 1-0 lead. Reading didn't really create many opportunities after that. I think it was Jacob Borgness who came off the bench. He ended up having a cross from the right-hand side, which was tipped over by the Cheltenham goalkeeper. It looked like it was troubling him and potentially could have gone in, but the Cheltenham goalkeeper took no risks and tipped it over the crossbar. Apart from that, though, Reading didn't make any opportunities. Cheltenham had a couple more chances after that. One in particular came in the 91st minute when a good save from David Button was forced once again. But apart from that, nothing else really happened in the game. In the last minute, Reading did have an opportunity from a corner. David Button came up for it, eventually came out to Rashisha, but he blasted the shot wide. And apart from that, that was it. Listen, like I said, it wasn't a massively entertaining fixture and there wasn't really a lot going on. But at the end of the day, it's the EFL Trophy. We don't really care. There's no injuries that come out of it. It was a good little experience for the under-21 players. I also think we saw impressive performances from people like Ahmed and people like Barrow. So, look, it is what it is. That's it, if we're being completely honest. Congratulations, though, to Cheltenham. They've picked up their first ever victory over Reading Football Club. And as well, they've qualified for the knockout stages of the EFL Trophy. Reading will be back in action on Saturday as they take on Stevenage. And we'll be back in the EFL Trophy on Tuesday as we take on Newport County in the last fixture of the group stage. The winner of that game will go through to the knockout round. That's going to be it for this video today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been James, and we'll see you all for a match preview for the Stevenage game coming up very soon. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.